Hey guys, and welcome back to A&J Education YouTube channel. In today's video, we're talking about the difference between the taught and research master's degrees. So if you're thinking of doing further higher education, keep watching. All right, guys. So back with me in the studio is Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hey.
Good to see you again.
You too.
So Jamie, what's jumping straight through? What are the differences between taught and research masters?
Sure. So this is kind of a big topic, and it's one that I don't think students necessarily think about when they're applying for masters, but it's very important to run through. So broadly, there's two categories of masters. We'll split it down into three in a minute. But you have taught masters. So taught masters is a lot like an undergraduate degree, just at a higher level. So what happens is the vast majority of the ways you are assessed will be through tests and coursework. And essentially, you will have professors teaching you modules to give you as much information about the subject as they can within a year. So it's very similar to undergrad. Now, research masters, on the other hand, are much more hands-on and a lot less. You get a lot less support from the professors. So typically, the way research masters work is the majority of the content you're assessed on is you doing your own personal research into a certain topic. You're given the skills to do the research, so you will have classes about how to analyze data and teaching you the basics of the subject. But then after that, it's pretty much left to you. So the key way I would describe the difference is a research master's is specifically designed to train you to be a good researcher in that subject, whereas a taught master's teaches you more about the fundamental and the big theories underpinning the subject.
Okay, okay, interesting. And Jamie, are they both sort of one years, both taught and research, or is there a difference in?
So it massively depends on the university. So some universities will have a research master's that's 1 year, some will have two. I would say it's highly dependent for both taught and research masters. Just touching on another point, actually. So the easiest way to tell normally is by the title of the degree. So if a degree says MRes, that means a Master's of Research. So that degree is highly technical. It's a degree where normally you have to do a lot of data analysis and maths, and you still do learn content, but as I said, the amount you learn is very thin, and most of it is about just teaching you research. And those sorts of degrees, or the master's degrees, the ones that are titled MRes, they're normally designed for students who know they already want to do a PhD.
Okay.
And it's basically almost like a foundation PhD year. So you do that, you have all the skills that are needed for you to excel at a PhD afterwards. Most students who do an MRes degree end up doing a PhD afterwards. The university offers it to them actually a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, in fact, one of our students in our pro bono program recently just converted from an MRes to a PhD at Oxbridge.
Yeah.
So they successfully managed to kind of show in the first half a year of this year that they basically know their stuff, and then the supervisor was like, well,
there's a place for you.
Yeah, there is a place for you because I've seen you for the first half a year. So it's almost like an insurance, like an internship.
Yeah, exactly.
An insurance policy for the supervisor to make sure they.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely recommend, if you're considering doing a PhD afterwards, or if you're pretty certain you want to do a PhD afterwards, the MRes will up your chances significantly because many universities offer direct path. I mean, you look on their websites, the MRes courses, they say this will offer a direct pathway to a PhD in the subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jamie, is there a difference in terms of the kind of jobs that you can do with a master's, whether it's taught or research masters after you graduate?
So, I think that it's pretty much widely accepted that if you do an MRes or an M-Ski, which I'll get into in a minute, that you're normally seen as a bit more technically competent. I don't think it makes that much of a difference if the student applies themselves. If the student needs to learn some extra coding and do some extra courses on the side, you can do a taught master's and you'll still be fine. But if you're going into something more data orientated in science or social science or something like that, MRes is normally seen as a sign of more technical competence. And if you want to do anything research based, I think it would give quite a big advantage. What I will say is that people who do a taught course, which is normally denoted by an MA, those people tend to, or the jobs available to them tend to be a bit more general, and but they require different sorts of skills. So people who do MAs tend to think a bit more broadly, and it's more about how they can apply the knowledge they've learned in new ways.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Cool. And Jamie, are there any sort of things that you need to be aware of when structuring your application for taught and for masters? Because I'm guessing there will be differences in the statement and
Yes, for sure, for sure. So a lot of the time, the websites kind of spell it out. So if
the course page.
yes, sorry, yeah. So the course websites will spell it out. So if you're applying for an MA, they normally ask to see evidence of your writing ability, and they want to know why you're interested in this subject and what you're interested to learn about it. That's what you kind of want to orientate your personal statement towards. If you're applying for an MA. If you're applying for an MRes, you kind of want to emphasize things that are more research-based that you've done, like a dissertation or any modules that taught you skills, as I said, to do with data analysis or any sort of research, really. And if you're doing an MSci, which is, I would say, kind of like the midway point between them, it's a Masters of Science, it's normally a mix of both essay writing and theoretical knowledge and research, but it's like 50-50 of each compared to either 100% taught or 100% research.
Okay. Okay.
So if you're applying for that one, I would say that you kind of want to show off a bit of both. That's what I'd recommend.
Do both. Cool. Well, Jimmy, this was really good overview. Guys, if you're thinking of doing masters, do carefully consider your options, because there are all these caveats, and you really want to know what you're getting yourself into in terms of length, complexity. Just how difficult it is and what the expectations are, and what your future careers, career opportunities are. So, Jamie, thank you so much for this.
Thank you for having me once again.
Guys, if this was useful to you, please like the video and do subscribe to our channel. We invest a ton of time into making these videos useful and accessible to you, so please do support us. But for now, all the best to you and good luck with your applications.